Alright, so in this video, we're going to talk about why now is one of the best times to be a Harley Davidson rider. Let's check it out. What's going on YouTube? FXDLS Brooklyn is back in the building. And I'm sure the camera is not picking it up right now, but it is currently snowing right now. We are currently sitting at 32 degrees. That's right, you know how much I love to pull my phone out and flex on riding in the cold in these types of videos. But yeah, 32 degrees. Definitely keep the speed down over here if you're ever over here. Those speed traps right there are running hot. Not trying to get that post-holiday ticket. But yeah, it's currently snowing right now. It's currently 32 degrees. This is some of my favorite conditions to ride in. Push yourself to ride in the winter. Pay the iron price. And that's what we're all about on this channel. But now on to the subject of today's video. Lately, there's been, with the recent announcement, January 26th, announcing the new bikes, the new Lowrider ST, the new Lowrider S, and of course the Road Glide ST, as well as a couple other things. I did a couple of videos on them, and my reception on those drops and releases has been very, very positive. And that's not just because I try to live that PMA lifestyle, but it's because legitimately I think they're all the products of really good decision making from the company itself, and at the end of the day the company listening to its riders. And you know, it just kind of had me thinking, because a lot of times in those videos I'm just saying, like, if you're someone who's in the market for a new bike, if you're a new rider, you know, this is one of the best times for you. And it's kind of how I felt in 2016. I wasn't a new rider in 2016, but I was up for a new bike in 2016, which was the Dyna Lowrider S. And I just remember over the past like 6 years looking back, just always thinking like, wow, that was a real great time to be a Harley rider, with the Dyna Lowrider S just coming out and the Dyna platform still being a platform, and just exciting stuff happening in general. It was a real cool era. I remember the year of 2016. And then a lot of you who were in the game back then and who were into performance Harley, you know what happened. They basically killed the Dyna line, which was met with a lot of frustration, a lot of confusion of why they would do that. And I just remember that worldwide announcement that they had hyped up. You know, they got Jason Momoa, who was playing Aquaman, to be part of it. They had a couple other people, and they basically released these bikes. And I remember the criticism was they came out with the monoshock, they came out with the Milwaukee 8. These were supposed to be announcements that are supposed to be really exciting for the rider base, you know, going in the right direction performance wise. But the sacrificing of the Dyna line to do it, specifically the beloved Dyna Lowrider S that was only out for a year and a half at that point, I think a lot of people received that worldwide announcement back in 2017 with a lot of frustration. You know, I remember the posts that were coming where people were just like, where a lot of people were just listing the bikes lined up together and just frustrated because it's like, yeah, all these Softails basically look like the same bike, you know, which is really not that exciting. So it's like, dude, you killed our Dyna for this? So now fast forward 5 years, and the recent announcement on January 26th was met with a very, very different reaction. I think most people, like myself, were genuinely excited and really agreed with the changes and the releases that Harley Davidson was making, specifically with the 2022 Lowrider S, the Lowrider ST, and the Road Glide ST. Pretty much everyone I've talked to has been either saying, yeah, they finally nailed it, they hit the mark, or they came close and they're moving in the right direction. There was no one that I have spoken to that had a similar sentiment to the worldwide announcement back in 2017 where they killed the Dyna and, you know, started with the Softail platforms that we know today. So why is that? You know, like, why was this worldwide announcement so different than the one back in 2017? I've been really thinking about it a lot lately, and I think it's for a couple really good reasons. The first reason is, I think over the last couple years, Harley Davidson has really been devoting the time and energy to listen to the people who are actually boots on the ground riding these damn bikes, right? So they're really paying closer attention to what people are doing with these bikes, and specifically what my generation, the younger generation of riders, is looking to do with these bikes. Again, I don't know if I can say I'm the younger generation anymore. I am in my mid-30s, so you got kids in their 20s doing the damn thing, as I've said before. But Harley Davidson's been paying closer attention. And like I said, you know, they're starting to now invest the money to get the input of a real diverse set of riders out there. You know, like, they're getting motovloggers, and they're flying motovloggers in to test ride these bikes and review these bikes. Like, I know they've flown her two wheels out a bunch of times to test ride bikes and to do reviews, which I think is awesome. You know, I think they gave Queen Sit as well as Stacy Wilt a Pan America to put to the test. You know, they're just doing things that I appreciate, where they're taking real riders, specifically motovloggers, and they're getting their input on these things, which I think is going a really long way and might be part of the reason why they have the information that they need to make the right decisions to make a release like the January 26th one in 2022 a really positive event, going in the direction that their rider base seemingly wants to be in, which it's pretty simple. The current rider base wants high performance, wants a good handling bike, wants to go fast, wants to go far. That's been the predominant want and need. So yeah, I appreciate again that they're not just getting, don't get me wrong, nothing against Jason Momoa. I actually like a lot of his movies, especially his performance in Game of Thrones, but I don't know if that's the right spokesman in terms of your everyday Harley Davidson rider in 2022. Whereas some of the motovloggers that I listed, including Marvel Kid 87, who, you know, is a stand-up dude, you know, to me that's just a kid in my generation coming out of New Jersey, riding on a, you know, he started on a Sportster, and then he moved up to a Dyna and a Softail, and then eventually a Road Glide. That's the boots on the ground rider base right now, you know? So the fact that they are flying him out to test ride the new Road Glide, that's kind of what I really like to see right now. You know, snake my way up here to get a look at this guy crushing it, paying the iron price. You gotta nod. See that right there is the nod of two men that know how to pay the iron price. He's got more high vis than me, but I'm working on my high vis, guys. I got the white helmet. But yeah, I appreciate again that they are taking chances on, that they are making decisions about riding that are coming from actual riders. And you know, my friends will tell you, you know, I tell all my friends this all the time, but I always encourage everyone who rides a motorcycle to at least try motovlogging, because at the end of the day, I do believe motovlogging is one of the things that has pushed the culture forward, as Retro Jones would put it. And you need that, right? You need that. That's what's going to make an announcement like the 26th happen and have people be happy about it, right? So yeah, I appreciate that again. They're really taking the consideration of the riders, of some motovloggers, and that's what they're doubling down on. That's what I like to see. Obviously, not me. Like I said, I don't think they really care about what some kid ripping around Brooklyn on FXR thinks about all this. But I do appreciate the motovloggers out there that they are taking a chance on, because they're some really great motovloggers with some really great content. So yeah, you know, I feel like we're kind of entering a golden age right now for Harley Davidson, because unlike 2017, where it just seemed like they were offering 12 of the same damn bike, now in 2022 you have such diversity in terms of your bikes, right? it's like, okay, you want to go performance with the Lowrider S? Okay, do you want to do that going far and fast, or do you want to do that with just the, you know, traditional Lowrider S frame without the fairing? So you have more options, you know, and it's like now you can go, like they have their finger on the pulse to their performance bagger route, which the Road Glide ST is your example of that. It's like, all right, you want higher performance on your Road Glide? Cool, we're going to come out with the Road Glide ST, so you don't have to drop twice the price to get a CVO. These are the decisions right now that I think, again, are sending Harley Davidson into a golden age. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. If you do ride a Harley Davidson, or, you know, you are into Harleys or whatever, I just think it's a really good time to either be a Harley rider or a Harley enthusiast or whatever. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm happy. I got my FXR, I got my DX, I got my FX DLS. I'm set, man. So for me, I'm more just kind of an observer in all this. You know, I'm just looking forward to all the folks who start to put miles on all these new bikes. Don't get me wrong, I'll definitely test ride these bikes. I'm a little bit afraid though to test ride the Lowrider ST, because I'm afraid that it's gonna make me want to buy it or trade in one of my bikes, and FX DLS Brooklyn cannot do that. Cannot do that. Unless Harley Davidson wants to sponsor FX DLS Brooklyn to take one of those bikes cross country this summer, we can do that. But you all let me know in the comments section, what do you think? Are we in a new golden age of Harley Davidson? Are you happy with the direction that we're currently heading in? Let me know in the comments. As always, stay safe, stay low, outride your demons, ride in the winter, ride in the snow, and on that, FX DLS Brooklyn is out.